instance. But anyway, one day Stephen Bonfrey was doing part of his programme from Kings Lynn, and now we hear this morning that the town's getting £25 million worth of government funding to improve the local economy. It will help pay for the new Guildhall complex and riverfront regeneration scheme. So how much difference will these sort of projects make to the town? Let's talk to North West Norfolk MP James Wild, who joins us now. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Chris, and Stephen's welcome every day. That has this effect.
Well, we'd like to claim some credit for it, but it's probably unrelated. But anyway, £25 million, clearly that's good news, isn't it, for anywhere? But what will it mean particularly to Kings Lynn?
Yeah, no, this is great news, and it represents the hard work that's been put in by the local council, people, representatives from business, from the hospital, from civic groups, in pulling together projects that are going to make a real difference to boost skills, to improve the town centre, develop those Shakespeare links that we have with the Guildhall Theatre, and also support growing and innovative businesses, and basically making Kings Lynn an even better place to live, work, and for people to visit.
When you hear about £25 million, I mean, to most of us it sounds like an awful lot of money, but actually when you look at this sort of money quite often along big infrastructure projects, it doesn't tend to stretch very far. So how far will this money go in Kings Lynn?
Well, we've put forward a number of projects, and now we've got the 25 million, which is the maximum we went for, and the Towns Fund Board will now work through the projects and decide where to allocate that funding. There's obviously that leverages in additional match funding from different sources, so that the total spent will be more than the £25 million from government, but that unlocks other spending for projects. So I think it's important to recognise this as a significant investment into Kings Lynn, as well as Great Yarmouth and Norwich have also had Towns Fund bids successful, which brings the total to about £70 million that's being invested into Norfolk just through this one project.
How quickly will Lynn see the money? How quickly will work start and projects begin as a result of this?
Well, so we got advance funding for the new School of Nursing Studies, which is a very exciting development to give more opportunities for people to move into healthcare, obviously with the College of West Anglia working with Queen Elizabeth on that project, and that's being built as we speak. So that'll be accepting people in early next year, and then some of the improvements to the town centre are already happening, and then others will happen over the next few years. Obviously, I'm keen to see them happen as soon as possible, and people to see the difference that this funding can make. It's good to get the announcement, but we're all focused now on delivering on the projects, and we'll be meeting on Friday to kick off that work and implementing the projects and the proposals that have been successfully approved.
I don't suppose any of this £25 million can be put in the direction of the hospital, which, as we've talked about before, needs a lot of money and needs a lot of help?
And that's not part of this scheme, but rest assured I continue to campaign for the considerable investment that the hospital needs. It's obviously had £20 million for this year, but we need to get a new hospital or a substantial rebuild, and I continue to pester ministers and the Prime Minister's team, and once the criteria is put out for the next 8 schemes, we'll have a strong case to be one of them.
I've just remembered last time you were on, you said you'd invited Matt Hancock. Has he replied? Is he coming?
He's agreed to come, but we haven't got a date yet. Obviously, with things that are happening with the Delta variant and other things that have been going on, we haven't managed to get a date, but he will be coming, and I hope that will be soon.
Yeah, and seeing as you've mentioned, the future of the Delta variant, can I just ask what your take is on June the 21st? I know some of your Norfolk colleagues in Parliament, George Freeman, Duncan Baker, have been talking about this in the House, that they're very keen that, as much as possible can reopen in Norfolk on June the 21st, because our COVID rates in Norfolk are very low at the moment, 10 per 100,000 people. Do you go along with that?
I do. I very much hope we can open up as much as possible on the 21st. It's great to see businesses have been doing well as we've eased restrictions to get to step 3. I think we should take step 4 if at all possible. But what we need to avoid for sure is getting to a position where we have to reverse and close things that have been reopened. So there'll be new data this week that'll be looked at to make that judgment. But based on what I can see, I think we should proceed. But obviously, we'll have to be informed by the latest data.
North West Norfolk MP, James Wild, thanks very much for joining us live on BBC Radio Norfolk this